is a rebroadcast of the 10 p.m. version of News Center 10, presented as a service to our viewers by KTEN TV. News Center 10, Texoma's award-winning newscast. This is the weekend edition, reporting today's news, tomorrow's weather, and all the weekend sports. Now, the #1 rated newscast covering Southern Oklahoma and North Texas. News Center 10.
Sherman police continue to investigate the first ever triple homicide in the city.
And President Bush says a reunified Germany should be a member of NATO.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for watching. Topping our news tonight, 2 Oklahoma men are dead following weekend traffic accidents. The Highway Patrol says 63-year-old Joe Charles Silva of McAllister was struck by a car Friday night while standing alongside Highway 69. Silva had been pulled over for a traffic violation. 2 hours later, another McAllister man, 20-year-old Anthony Nicholson, died in a one-car accident on the same highway.
Sherman police say they have no suspect and no motive for a triple homicide which occurred over the weekend. Authorities arrived late Friday evening at this Sherman residence, where 3 men had been found dead. The 3 victims were identified as 28-year-old Bobby Ray Strong, 35-year-old Paul Robert Wilson, and 30-year-old James Barfield, all of Sherman. Officials say the men died of what appears to have been gunshot wounds to the head. A .44 caliber Magnum pistol reportedly missing from the residence is believed to be the weapon used in the slayings.
Republican frontrunner for Texas Governor Clayton Williams may be dropping out of the race. Williams' press secretary Bill Kenyon says Williams will announce tomorrow whether he will stay in the race. Williams suspended his campaign and withdrew TV advertising after 5 close friends were killed in a small plane crash last week. An announcement about the status of the campaign will be made following tomorrow's funeral for the last of the victims.
World leaders expressed their thoughts on the positives in their interest as well as the West, that a unified Germany stay in NATO and that U.S. troops stay in Europe. The head of NATO warns that if the Soviets won't give up their idea of German neutrality and consent to a unified Germany staying in NATO, then European peace and stability cannot be guaranteed. Western leaders are not the only ones pushing for a unified Germany to be part of NATO. The governments of Poland, Czechoslovakia, Hungary all want it too. In fact, analysts say NATO's role could shift as the Soviet threat recedes. NATO could become, in part, a watchdog over a reunited Germany, a guarantor of its good behavior. David Ensor, ABC News, the State Department.
Anti-communist demonstrators had stormed the Romanian government headquarters in Bucharest. More than 1,000 people cheered as protesters smashed windows and doors to break into the building. The crowd shouting for interim President Ion Iliescu to resign. This was the biggest eruption of anti-government violence in Romania since the ouster and execution of Nicolae Ceausescu in December.
Early returns in the Japanese elections show the ruling Liberal Democrats will most likely hold on to power, but as Robert Jefferson reports, by a smaller margin than before.
The Liberal Democratic Party has maintained its more than 30-year hold on government power, but not by the margin it had going into the election campaign. It was dissatisfaction with ruling party policies, such as an unpopular consumption tax and liberalized farm imports, as well as frustration over recent financial and sex scandals involving top politicians that set the stage for the largest opposition party, the Japan Socialists, to receive from voters a tremendous increase in lower house seats. High voter interest translated into high voter turnout, as unusually warm weather across much of Japan made getting to the polls much easier for the nearly 90 million eligible Japanese voters. Before Sunday's election, political analysts here in Tokyo were expecting Prime Minister Toshiki Kaifu to resign if his party only secured a narrow majority in the election. A narrow majority is all they seem to have mustered. Whether Kaifu will stay on as president of his party, which carries with it the prime ministership, only time will tell. No doubt rival factions within the ruling party are quite busy now, preparing for the possibility of yet another change in the party's top leadership. Robert Jefferson, ABC News, Tokyo.
Coming up next, a major fire in Dallas leaves 16 homeless.
While an explosion in Maryland kills 4 and leaves 2 more missing. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Tim Gordon of the Atlanta Falcons. I grew up in Texoma land in a home with lots of love and security. If you're seeing this, then you're in an area that's in desperate need of foster homes.
Fostering is a community affair with families building families.
Foster care is not a lifetime commitment. It's a short-term commitment to a child's lifetime. So contact your local Department of Human Services today.
Memorial Hospital of Ardmore.
At Ada Surplus 327 East Main and Ada, we've enlarged our mattress department, and it is now one of the largest in this area. We carry therapeutic mattresses. This mattress is for the quality-minded, value-conscious customer who wants to sleep fit on a mattress that stays fit. With our truckload buying, we can offer the lowest prices in southeastern Oklahoma. And here's just one example. Compare this luxury firm set, a good buy at $399, but at Ada Surplus, it's only $265. For the best selection, best prices, when you think of mattresses, think of Ada Surplus, your comfort headquarters, 327 East Main, where you know you've just found a bargain.
Brown Motor Company in Gainesville has a great deal for you. Right now, get 6.9% financing on up to 24 months or up to a $1,500 rebate on a new Suburban, Jimmy, or Sierra pickup. Got a new car in mind? Choose a $1,000 rebate or 4.8% financing on up to 48 months on a new Buick Regal. Or try a new Grand Prix. Get $1,000 back or 4.8% financing on up to 48 months. At Brown Motor Company, we've got your best deal. 1608 West Highway 82 in Gainesville.
Dawn is breaking, it's early morning. Taxi's waiting, he's blowing his horn. Already I'm so lonesome, I could cry. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. Family.
4 people are known dead in an explosion and fire at a Hagerstown, Maryland motel. At least 10 others were injured, and firefighters are searching the rubble for 2 people who remain unaccounted for. Most of the overnight guests were fast asleep when the explosion ripped through the building. The blast and ensuing fire are believed to have been caused by a natural gas leak.
No one was injured, but about $1.2 million worth of damages have been assessed in an early morning fire in Dallas. The 5-alarm blaze broke out in the Holland condominiums. Early investigations point toward faulty wiring as the cause for the fire. The 3-story, 8-unit complex was destroyed. Several residents had to be rescued from the balconies and burning buildings. 16 people were left homeless, and the condominium corporation plans to move them to temporary housing.
Area residents had the opportunity to tour the Sherman Police Department today. An open house was held to give the community a look at the new addition to the facility. Construction on the new addition began in January of last year in an effort to meet the needs of the Sherman Police Force.
Our new expansion, we do have our storage space for our SWAT people. Our criminal investigation division has their own office space, their own interrogation rooms. The administrative and juvenile sections have expanded, as well as the corporation court clerk, and we have a large conference room.
Sherman Police Chief Chuck Lund adds the additional space also includes offices for personnel and record-keeping requirements. The department's 3 drug dogs were also at today's event.
In celebration of Black History Month, choirs throughout Texas gathered to sing at Austin College tonight. The group titled Black Expressions hosted a musical extravaganza. Group leaders say February is important to Black heritage, and more than 200 Blacks express their history through the old-time religion and cultural music.
We try to, during the month of February, try to enlighten everybody and make them more culturally aware of the Black heritage and the Black fight. We try to make them understand, we try to take them back to beyond the point of slavery, back to Africa, and then back over here and let them know the struggles that we have had throughout our lives.
Black Expressions member Terry Harris says all people must understand their roots in order to move forward in life.
While Nashville, Tennessee has been billed as the nation's country music capital, a North Texas town is on the map as one of the industry's music video makers. Nancy Utter has the story.
The group titled The Girls Next Door, accompanied by executives from Atlantic Records, paid a visit to Denison to have their first major video produced.
We wanted to get away from the real standard country-looking music video that is pretty much all you see. They all look alike. We wanted to do something fresh, something a little different, a little innovative, and we thought one solution to that was to get out of town, go somewhere else, not LA or New York, because then you get something real slick.
So the group got away and selected one of Denison's most colorful companies to shoot their video.
A little bit of planning, but I'll do so much stuff off the cuff. I had about, just a few shots that I hadn't in mind, but overall, I like to shoot off the cuff quite a bit.
By moving the camera around the track, the motion and angles bring a new perspective to the singers. The song is pre-recorded and then played back during each camera take. The girls lip-sync the words. Generally, it takes 14 or more hours to complete the photography phase.
Every time that they roll tape or roll film, you have to have that same twinkle in your eye that you may have had 10 hours ago.
The next stage, post-production, involves about 40 hours of editing, where the producers put the pieces of video together like a puzzle. Now you know what goes on behind the scenes. You can expect to see the Girls Next Door's music video on Country Music Television by the end of February. In Denison, Nancy Outer, News Center 10.
Well, as we start the work week, the forecast is a bit damp.
Gary's next with details. Stay tuned.
Nobody knows sports cars better than Chevy. Now, your North Texas Chevy Geo dealers make it easy to own one during our sports car sales rally. Right now, get a Beretta for only $99.95 or a Geo Storm for just $99.05. Every Cavalier, Lumina Coupe, Camaro, and even Corvette is priced to move. Our sales rally ends February 28th, so race to your North Texas Chevy Geo dealer now.
Hi, we're Don and Nell Smith from Gainesville, Texas. 1988, I won $76,000 Choctaw Bingo.
I'm Jamie Lawson from Durant, and I won $7,500 Choctaw Bingo.
Join the winners at Choctaw Bingo. Don't miss the exciting Mega Bingo with $500,000 jackpot nightly on Friday and Saturday nights.
Hi, I'm Glennie Deal, and I'm from Ballsville, Oklahoma, and I won $20,000 on the key game.
There's a world of fun at Choctaw Bingo, 3 miles south of Durant on Highway 75.
Hey!
I can still outrun you, son.
Dad, is there something wrong with you?
What do you mean?
Mom told me that you've arranged your funeral.
Oh, that. No, son. I pre-arranged my funeral. Everybody ought to, just in case something happens.
So you really okay?
I'm okay enough to score on you.
Depend on your golden rule funeral home.
Residents of Tryon, Georgia are cleaning up after Friday's flooding and preparing for the possibility of more. The northwest Georgia town was under several feet of water Friday when heavy rains forced the Chattooga River to spill over a dam in the middle of town. Forecasters are keeping their eyes on several rivers in northern Georgia that threaten to pour even more water onto the rain-soaked land. State and local authorities are asking for federal disaster aid to help the region recover.
Not that kind of rain.
Very rainy.
Right?
No, we won't see anything like that. Also, I might want to add that in Mississippi, they have flooding conditions as well. More rain on the way for folks out in the southeast, but again, nothing like that for us. But we will talk about rain a little bit later on in our forecast. We have a pretty good chance for some rain. Tonight, though, not so bad. Let's take a look at our statistics first. 58, our high today. Can you believe that? Well above normal. Well, actually only 2 degrees above normal. And yesterday, we actually hit our normal high temperature. And I guess it's appropriate that we hit our normal low today at 34. Our normal's 56 and 34, and our extremes 78 in 1986. And back in 1978, it was a Cheerio. Okay, our current conditions clear in Ada at the moment, 43 degrees, winds out of the southeast at 9 miles per hour. Ardmore seeing clear skies as well, 42 degrees and a very light east-southeasterly wind. And in Denison Sherman, clear skies, 43 degrees, also a very light southeasterly wind. And the humidity levels are all rising. You're seeing an influx of humidity, and that spells the possibility of some showers. Temperatures on the mild side again tonight, not much of a temperature range. 44 in Sulphur is our warmest reading. We'll move over to Idabel where we have 41. That's our coolest reading. Everyone else filling in quite light, just about the same. Temperatures not too bad, 42 in Colgate and 43 in the Sherman-Denison area. Let's take a look now at cloud cover. An influx of clouds will begin to develop late tonight. We have a subtropical jet, and all that means is that a jet stream down here in the south brings in tropical air, and that means more cloud cover right now over extreme northeast Texas and southeastern Oklahoma. Just partly cloudy skies, clear over the rest of Oklahoma, but again, late tonight we should see an increase in the cloud cover, and with that, a chance for some rain will begin to build in here by tomorrow. Taking a look at the surface map now, remember all that rain that we talked about just a moment ago in Georgia and Mississippi? They are seeing even more of that extending all the way up into the Carolinas in response to this low pressure system. It's bringing in a lot of moisture with it. Colder air spilling in from the northwest. We have another vigorous low out over the Rockies now. A lot of snow associated with it. In fact, winter storm warnings and watches of all kinds are being issued from Arizona back to California and really on up into Idaho as well. We can expect this front to make up its mind to push a little further to the southeast overnight, and that will bring in some colder air. Colder air will collide with the warmer air, and that can give us a chance for showers as well. Take a look at tomorrow's forecast map. As you can see, look at all that rain occurring along the Gulf Coast all the way up into the Carolinas. That low continues to move off to the east, taking the rainfall with it. And the front develops out in the southwest below this low pressure system. Rain showers firing off along and ahead of it as well. All of this is headed in our direction. Temperatures, well, we'll look for temperatures tomorrow for our highs to be generally into the 50s. We've got that warm air, though, along the south, 70s and 80s in Florida. Some colder air up over the upper northwest region, and then teens, as you can see right up here along the UP of Michigan. Okay, our forecast looks like this tonight. In southern Oklahoma, fair and mild, lows 37 to 43, not so bad. Tomorrow, though, partly cloudy, highs 50 to 58, so it'll be on the warm side. And then North Texas tonight, look for the clouds to increase. A slight chance for some light rain late tonight, lows 41 to 43. And tomorrow we'll call it cloudy, highs near 60. That brings us to our extended outlook where we begin to talk about rainfall. 50% chance for some rain Monday night, 70% chance on Tuesday. Temperatures dipping just a little bit. Wednesday, a chance for some rainfall, and then that diminishes by Thursday to only 15%, and we begin to warm back up. Overnight lows will be warm as well. Our satellite map winner tonight, J.R. Sprouse, is 8 years old from Central Houma, Oklahoma, and also have to say hello to Galen Smith. Happy birthday to her. That comes from her friends, Arlene and Joyce.
Great. Very happy birthday to both of them. Thanks, Gary. Coming up in sports, the Lakers and Celtics battled it out on the court.
And the Sooners vie for their share of the Big 8 title. Steve is next with the tips.
Hi, I'm Tim Gordon of the Atlanta Falcons. I grew up in Texoma in a home with lots of love and security. If you're seeing this, then you're in an area that's in desperate need of foster homes.
Fostering is a community affair with families building families.
Foster care is not a lifetime commitment. It's a short-term commitment to a child's lifetime. So contact your local Department of Human Services today.
Exchange National Bank, committed to community service.
This number could change your life. How? Ask John Fulgham. When the dentist told me that I was going to have 7 teeth pulled out and have them replaced, I immediately thought of my grandparents and the inconveniences they went through. For John and thousands like him, dental implants are the answer to tooth loss.
My husband can't tell the real ones from the implant. He thinks they look so natural.
For more information on implants, call Dr. Buellard at 226-0410 in Ardmore.
Hi, we're Don and L. Smith from Gainesville, Texas. 1988, I won $76,000 Choctaw Bingo.
I'm Jamie Lawson from Durant, and I won $7,500 at Choctaw Bingo.
Join the winners at Choctaw Bingo. Don't miss the exciting Mega Bingo with $500,000 jackpot nightly on Friday and Saturday nights.
Hi, I'm Granny Deal, and I'm from Balfour, Oklahoma, and I won $20,000 on the key game.
There's a world of fun at Choctaw Bingo, 3 miles south of Durant on Highway 75.
Our new Cutlass Supreme comes with 4 doors for quick entry. It also comes with 180 horsepower for quick access. The new Cutlass Supreme Sports Sedan. The new generation.
Get $1,500 cash back on all Cutlass Supremes from your Texoma Olds dealer.
Steve, good game for Oklahoma today, but not the best of news.
Yeah, a lot of implications. Actually, could have been a three-way tie for the Big 8 lead if OU could have beat Missouri today. But when the 11th-ranked Sooners headed into Columbia, Missouri, the defending Big 8 champs had an opportunity to force that three-way tie at the top of the current conference standings. Missouri, however, had won 29 straight at Hearns Fieldhouse, and they showed why today. And the second-ranked Tigers were ready to move back into the top spot nationally. Looks like on Monday. Here's Skeeter Henry early brings the Sooners back from a slow start, and they were drawn back within two at 22-20. Let's move on to the second half of Missouri with the alley-oop inside to Doug Smith, and Mizzou goes up by 4. Late in the game, OU by 1, and Smith hits it. He's fouled. 40 seconds left, and Missouri leads 92-90. Let's get it down inside. 10 seconds to go. Sooners trying to tie it. Smokey McCaver will get it to Skeeter Henry. Drives to the lane with the fingertip. It won't go. Tony Martin gets a follow. It won't go. Sooners tap it. Damon Patterson with the last one. Missouri holds on as they win it 92-90. Ohio State and Michigan. Here's how it finished up. Game tied. Ohio State on the free throw line, and a tip in by Jim Jackson helps Ohio State upset number 5 Michigan today, 64-61. Let's take a look at the scoreboard across the nation today. And some other scores as number 6 Duke beat Wake Forest by a score of 71-56. There you see number 7 UNLV at home over Arizona. Also, Chris Jackson had 46. LSU beat Vanderbilt. LaSalle, no problem with Fairfield as expected. Oregon State, a winner, and Stanford upsets UCLA in Pauley Pavilion. Last night's win for Southeastern over East Central keeps the Savages OIC title hopes alive. Southeastern broke open a close game to win by 11. They moved their conference record now to 5-2. They own a half-game lead over Southwestern and Northwestern. As we take a look at the standings, Southeastern will go on the road tomorrow night before finishing up their conference schedule next Saturday night against Northwestern. There you see the standings. That will be at former Sullivan will take on Northwestern. So the Savages still a pretty good shot at winning the OIC title. 7 games on the NBA schedule today, highlighted by the leagues as the Boston Celtics invaded the Forum. Take on the Los Angeles Lakers. Some action. Boston actually led by 2 at the end. The Lakers come back. Orlando Woodruff outside. Byron Scott for 3, and LA gets out on top 101. And this dunk on the back end would help the Lakers beat the Celtics for the 7th straight time, 116-110. Pretty good finish out in Portland, which is a tough place for opposing teams to win. But Philadelphia was out there. Late in the game, Johnny Dunn puts in his own miss, and Philadelphia leads 108-107. A couple of free throws later, Philadelphia tries to win it at the end. Hersey Hawkins does it. 110-109. Philadelphia beats Portland. Also in the NBA, Washington beats Indiana. Seattle win over Charlotte in a low-scoring game. Also, Chicago beating Milwaukee today. Phoenix a winner over Golden State. And Minnesota beats Atlanta. The Associated Press has named its Male Athlete of the Year. Probably to no one's surprise, it's San Francisco quarterback Joe Montana. Montana led the Niners to their 4th Super Bowl championship last month. He just edged out Bo Jackson. And also cyclist Greg LeMond finished 3rd in the voting. Well, the boxing confusion may be coming to a halt in the heavyweight division. Evander Holyfield's promoter says they are getting closer to finalizing a deal to fight the current champ, Buster Douglas. And Douglas' camp is claiming that he'll fight Holyfield in September.
Who might be promoting the fight. They have reached an agreement with Dan Duva, who was Holyfield's manager and an attorney. Basically an agreement to agree. There are no details yet. The contract has not been signed. But right now, our feeling is that Evander Holyfield's next.
Well, James Douglas will be victorious, of course. That's a petition I'll make in all my fights. And it's a challenge. It's a real big challenge, and I'm looking forward to it.
Looks like Douglas will fight Holyfield. It'll be September, or maybe even June, and maybe Tyson next year. This is the Daytona 500, an exciting finish. 4 racers right down to the wire. That's Dale Earnhardt in car number 3, and he has a blowout on the final lap after leading the group of 4. And that made way for Derek Cope, first time he has ever won on the circuit, America's biggest stock car race, the championship, the Daytona 500, which is held in Daytona Beach, Florida, goes to Derek Cope. So a little bit fortunate, never hurts to have a little luck on your side.
New blood.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Steve. Well, coming up next on the News Center.
Youngsters test their skills. Stay with us.
We're popping with savings at Nakona Boot Outlet. Select your boot, then pop a balloon, and you'll save from 10 to 50%. You've asked for it, now it's back. Pop a balloon and save from 10 to 50% on the boot of your choice. You'll save on any boot you select, from cowhide to full quill ostrich. We're open Monday through Saturday from 8:30 till 5:30, so stop by today. Nakona Boot Outlet, 502 Bill Street, east side of the service road of I-35 in Gainesville. Give us a call at 817-665-7062.
At Rides and Rose Furniture, we're excited about taking part in the first time ever event. It's the Great Winter Sale from Kincaid, the world's leading manufacturer of solid wood furniture. For a limited time, you can take advantage of incredible savings on solid oak, solid maple, or solid cherry furniture for any room in your home. For instance, this solid cherry high boy low boy lists for $13.64. A great buy would be $8.99, but for a very limited time, it's only $5.99. So hurry to the Great Winter Sale at Rides and Rose Furniture in Ada or Durant.
Come celebrate Washington's birthday now at Anthony's. We're lowering prices store-wide with Scooter 12 Passion pants for juniors by Chick now just $16.66. You save over 30%. The kids will love these little tops and bottoms, just $3.97 each. And the savings don't stop here. Pick up your choice of Levi's 501 shrink to fit or 517 black denim jeans for men, now $16.97. Savings you can celebrate at Anthony's Washington's birthday sale now through Saturday. Our new Cutlass Supreme comes with 4 doors for quick entry. It also comes with 180 horsepower for quick access. The new Cutlass Supreme Sports Sedan. The new generation. Get $1,500 cash back on all Cutlass Supremes from your Texoma Olds dealer.
And finally tonight, would-be Magic Johnsons from throughout southeastern Oklahoma got a chance to test their hoop skills this weekend. The free throw contest took place at Durant Middle School. The competition is an annual event sponsored by the Elks Club. 12 winners from the hoop shoot qualified to advance to the state finals in El Reno, Oklahoma.
After they participated in one hoop shoot, they start calling July, August, won't know when a hoop shoot's coming up. They really enjoy this program.
More than 3 million kids participated last year in the nationwide basketball contest.
Well, just in case, I think everybody here knows it, this is Denise's last weekend with us. She will no longer be here. She will go into a pretty little town in Georgia, Columbus.
Columbus, Georgia.
And the Bulldogs, which are the favorite college team out there, you have to say Georgia.
I've got to learn that before I move in, right?
Yes,
Georgia,
absolutely.
I'll be practicing.
As a matter of fact, coming up in just a moment, one of our technical assistants, Sean McBrayer, and one of our supervisors, J. Vance Morton, put together a little video tribute to Denise's 3.5 years here.
Do I want to see this?
Well, we're going to force you to see it.
Should I leave now?
That's it. That's it. Anyway, that's all the time we have for you. For all of us at KTEN, have a good evening.
That was great. That was wonderful. And I'm going to miss everyone in North Texas, Southern Oklahoma. I just hope I can find as many good friends in Georgia as I have here.
Good luck.
Yeah,
Good night.